Hi everyone! So it's time to find out what book I'm going to be reading next, and as I mentioned at the end of my book review video I've just published, I'm going to do a bulk one. I like doing the bulk announcements actually. I think they're quite good. So I have gone through, I literally walked into my study and I went, right, that. I've got the next five books lined up for you. So here we go. So the first one is one that I bought back in, well, it was sort of, no, it was January. It might be late December or January. And that is The Long Song by Andrea Levy. Now, sadly, Andrea Levy died earlier this year, very, very sadly. And a drama of this book by the BBC in December. It was one of the Christmas dramas, was what led me to her work. And so so I bought this after seeing the drama, which I absolutely adored, and they've never brought it out on DVD or anything, and I'm like, why it might be on iPlayer though, because they have, keeping their back catalogue, so I might check iPlayer and see if it is available for me to re-watch after I've read this book. But The Long Song is set in Jamaica in the 1830s and follows this lady called July and all about her life and her experience as a slave on a sugar plantation in Jamaica. And I just adored the drama, and I remember I was watching it. My sister hadn't watched any of it, and it was right near the end of the run of the episodes, and then she started watching it, and she absolutely loved it as well. So I never got around to reading the book, and I really want to read it now. So The Long Song is the first one in the list of 5. Now, the second one is one that I actually mentioned in my book review for Children of the Blood and Bone, and which is a Black Lives Matter high fantasy book. And, it's triggered, this, and it's also triggered this, The Hurt You Give by Angie Thomas. I bought it a couple of years ago when I was in Bath with my sister, and we did our whole videos about rain and Cormoran strike and all that lot, and this is basically a girl called Star, a girl called Star who is in a car with her best friend, who's a guy, one night, and he is shot and killed by a policeman, and it's about the impact of it on her life and her community and such. And it recently got made to a film. I haven't seen the film. I don't know actually if it's already been released or if it hasn't been released yet. I don't know, but I will look into that when I go to read this book. But yeah, I was like, I've not gotten round to it. I'm going to get round to it. Why not read it now? And as I said, Children of the Blood and Bone really kind of triggered me because it's a Black Lives Matters, and it just made me think of this book as I was reading that. So there we go. I'm going to give The Hate You Give a go. Then the next one, I feel like I need something that's a bit dark and a bit sinister, but I know it's going to be absolutely amazing at the same time. I need to go back to Irvine Welsh. I feel like it's time after I finished Filth. What that was it last year? Was it last year I read Filth? Or maybe the year before? I can't remember. Either way, it's been a while. So I need to go Trainspotting. I absolutely adore the film, and of course, the Danny Boyle did T2, which is based on the sequel to this, and I desperately need some Irvine Welsh right now. It's going to be dark, it's going to be sinister, it's going to be disgusting, and it's going to be fucking amazing. I just know it. So I'm going to be reading Trainspotting by Irvine Welsh. And then I thought, you know what, I want to go something a bit quirky, something that I bought a year ago. Well, no, in a couple of months it'll be a year, but I was like, I really want to go there. I just want to have a bit of fun in a fantasy world. And so I got The Princess Bride by William Goldman. I absolutely adore the classic, cult classic film from the 1980s. it's just, oh, it's wonderful. And this is the book of the film. Obviously, it's a brilliant story. It's so funny and so quirky and so wonderful, and it has like one of the best heroes ever in a film. Sorry, and obviously a book. And yeah, Wesley, he's just, oh, he's wonderful. I love him. He's just amazing. And Buttercup, of course, the love of his life, and all the other characters are so wonderful. So I really want to read The Princess Bride by William Goldman. And finally, I've got a book that I bought like 3 years ago. Still haven't read it, and given how the heat that we have been through and how uncomfortable it's been, and it's been, oh, just crazy and just exhausting, it triggered me to want to read The Dry by Jane Harper. This is a kind of murder mystery set in Australia, and where is it? Yeah, so there's been the worst drought of the century, and it hasn't rained in the small country town of Kiwara for, sorry if I butchered that name, for 2 years. And so it follows a guy called Aaron who's a policeman detective looking for a killer, after a crime, after a murder, but it looks like this could be linked to something from the past that he knows about too well. So it's all about this community and, the drought and everything, and how dry and dark, that disgusting and sticky and horrible and murder and all that. The heat in the UK has triggered me to want to read this murder mystery after about 3 years. So let's go for it. Let's read The Dry. So those are the next 5 books I am going to be reading. Oh, better turn it the right way around. So we've got The Long Song, The Hurt You Give, Trainspotting, The Princess Bride, and The Dry. I'll be starting with The Long Song. I'm going to start on that tomorrow, and I'll be back with my thoughts of that as soon as I am done. So I hope you guys are looking forward to these book reviews, and yeah, I'll be back as soon as I've finished The Long Song, and I'm going to try and film some individual videos as well in the meantime, so I'll be back with other stuff as well. All right then guys, bye!